Hi friends, for today's video, I have a lot of things around me that I'm gonna put in a bucket of water, and we're gonna find out if it either sinks in water or floats in water. And because this week our theme is zoo and zoo animals, I wanted everything to kind of have something to do with the zoo. And I'm gonna also give you ideas of what you can do at your house with these things this week. So first I wanna start with zoo animals. I wanted to make sure I had some animals to show you guys. So first I have a sloth, and we're gonna put him in the water to see if he sinks or floats. And if he sinks or floats, the rest of his friends will too. But we're gonna find out just for this one, and then let his rest of the friends join him. So the sloth, it looks like our sloth floats. He's very light, he's just full of air, and so he stays on top of the water. And so next we have a panda. He's gonna go in the water as well. A monkey, a flamingo, an alligator, and a koala. And they all float, and these are animals that you can all find at the zoo. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take them out and move on to our next thing. So next, I have some rocks. And rocks you can find at the zoo. You can either find small rocks like this or really, really big rocks that animals like to sit on. So these, you could find maybe something like this. You could even find like outside of your house and go exploring to find some rocks. Now, like animals like turtles and lizards, they like to sit on rocks a lot bigger than this to soak up sun. And so maybe you could find a rock for your pet lizard to soak up some sun. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in and see if they sink or float. Now those went straight to the bottom because they are very, very heavy. Now we're gonna learn that just because something's heavy or just because something's light doesn't mean that it floats or sinks. But these are very heavy and they went straight to the bottom. Now carrots. This is a snack that animals like rabbits or horses like to eat. And this is something that maybe sometime this week you could have a healthy snack and eat some carrots. Now we're gonna find out if these float or sink. Now those sink, and they're really, really light, but just because they're light doesn't mean that they're gonna float. So they sunk right to the bottom. Now I have another snack. I have an apple. And this is another snack that a horse loves to eat. And this one's a bit heavier, but we're gonna see if it sinks or floats. So even though the apple is a lot heavier than the carrots, it floats. And that's really cool. So this is another snack if you have at home, you could have this week too. Now I have some blocks. These are kind of blocks that we have in our classroom or you might have at home. And at the zoo, you could probably find some big, like heavy blocks, not like blocks like this that you play with, but the blocks they used to build. And they used to build the habitats and the homes for the animals. So maybe sometime this week, if you have blocks at home, you could build a home for zoo animals. So we're gonna see if these sink or float. So these float, and they kind of start at the top, but they kind of sunk down into the bottom. See that yellow one, it keeps going down, but it still stays on top and it still floats. And the last thing that I have some crayons. Now you may be able to find crayons at a zoo, but I'm not really sure. But if you have crayons at home, you could color zoo animals this week. You could even color your favorite zoo animal. So that's something you could do with crayons. Now I'm gonna put them in the water to see if they sink or float. And it looks like they sink. And again, just because they're light doesn't mean they're gonna float. They're light, but they went straight to the bottom. So this is something that you can take any of these and you can create your own zoo at home. So if you want to, you can take pictures this week and send me pictures of the pictures that you color or the homes that you build for your animals or whatever you do this week. So I hope you have a great week and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye friends.